What's going on, peeps? Y'all know who it is. Care the Dev Double O. Let's go. So check it out. Today, I want to show you guys all of the YouTube channels that I follow. There's so many out there. So for all my newcomers, it makes life a little bit easier where you can just know your way around this thing. So stay tuned. It's gonna be pretty cool. All right, folks, just as I mentioned, here are some YouTube channels that I started with. I have to give a shout out to this guy. I don't know his name. I just know when I got started right with web development, I didn't know what to do with coding. I was just kind of just winging it. You remember I told you guys I would just go to to the Google console and try to figure some things out, and then when I got some structure, this is where I got a good solid understanding of HTML and CSS. I actually did not know he still does videos. So here is the channel, AJ Media. Got some subs, so I mean he's still floating around. I just honestly once I've locked into this right here, it was an HTML tutorial for beginners and a CSS tutorial for beginners. These are some amazing tutorial series right here. As you can see, it's super dated, and I did this about 3 years ago or so. And man, I tell you, he's still on it. So check this one out for sure. Definitely, you're gonna get you a good solid foundation of HTML, CSS. He does a lot of other stuff though: Bootstrap, CSS, Grid, Flexbox. So he has some other stuff he does, or should I say, does and did. So check it out. Next up, we have Traversy Media. So again, I'm not doing this in the order of importance or one better than the other, because you have to take this literally, first of all, with a grain of salt, because this is a very biased kind of structure I have here, because this is my experience. So it's biased. So take it for what it's worth. This is just to give you some guidance. If you don't know where to go, if you don't know anybody who has a list of subscribed channels they're subscribed to, this helps you out. So you got to have this one. This is obvious. Now, say what you want to say, but we already know hands down. Everyone's probably already know this one anyway. Traversy Media, my goodness. Right now, of course, he has a nice little lineup of folks who come in and support and help out, man. And he's, Brad's been plugging away for so many years, man. I mean, and he's not the only one, but he's been plugging away, and he's been pumping some serious tutorials. I mean, I don't know a thing this guy can't make. So, yeah, shout out to him. So I came here to beef up my skills when it was time to level up and start doing some frameworks and stuff. This is where I came to when I was actually playing around with Bootstrap and WordPress, building a Bootstrap WordPress site, from scratch. This is where I came as well. So shouts out to him. I mean, so many videos. I mean, pumped out. Plenty in his repository. He's going to keep you satisfied for a while as you're leveling up. PHP stuff at the bottom, Laravel. So, I mean, the list goes on and on. So definitely lock into that if you haven't by now. Net Ninja, I do not care what anybody says. And take it for what it is. I'm sorry. This is my favorite channel. Hands down. Net Ninja, I tell you, he makes everything sounds easy. He breaks it down. And again, that's how it goes though. Like, some people are gonna learn better from Brad. Some people will learn better from I got a list of other people here. I have a long list, as you can see up here on the tabs. So there's so many more people and some that I don't even have on a list that you can learn well from. And this one clicked for me, hands down. I mean, shout out to Sean over here at Net Ninja. I mean, he's did the thing right here. So again, 601K followers, so subs. So I mean, very much so worth it. I mean, my goodness. The man's still pumping out stuff. Obviously, I mean, over here with some modern JS, Flutter. I came over here to learn some TypeScript. My goodness, I mean, all of it still really, honestly, man, Vue.js, React. I haven't done the PWAs yet in Laravel over here, but I've done a lot of the JavaScript stuff. He does a great job with animations, like CSS animations. And again, I got some more on the list that does that as well. But Net Ninja, this is for sure a GOAT in the game as well. So I feel that Traversy Media, and take it for what it's worth. I mean, I feel like he was getting a lot of hype over Net Ninja. I feel like a few others too, but Net Ninja, like, if you don't have them on your dial, something wrong with you. All right, next. Now, I had to put him on here because I got to be honest, this man don't get enough props, straight up. Just being honest, Joe Santos, this man has really helped put some things in perspective for me, because I freelance, and At the end of the day, it's about what you can do. So not only what you know, but what can you do? What service, what product, what can you provide for people? So you have a person with a problem. Can you bring the solution point blank? And he makes it straightforward for this. Definite sleeper in the game, apparently, because he's been doing this for a minute. He's already been coding forever. We're about close in age. And I tell you though, like, don't get it twisted now. The man come at you like just raw and straightforward, which you got to take it for what it's worth, because we don't have enough folks who do this. So hats off. I mean, salute to you, Joe, bro. He is the one that does this better than anybody I'm watching on YouTube. Say what you want, but the man can code too. Don't get it confused. The man can code. I don't think of a thing that he can't do that some of the ones already mentioned before. Net Ninja, Brad, and he does the same stuff. Like, and there's so many folks who are, on that level. Everybody, I look at it like this, and I'm gonna probably mention that again towards the end. But it's like fast food. You don't just have McDonald's. You have Burger King. You have Wendy's. It's everyone is serving fast food, but the difference is the experience. That's what you have to remember. So all these channels I'm mentioning so far, again, it's all about the experience. So I experience each of these channels in a different way. You may not use each of these channels the way I would, but this is what I use it for though. So shouts out to my boy Coding Phase, and keep doing what you're doing, man. He got you locked right now. The hottest thing he got going right now is Shopify. Shopify is hot. Get in on it while it's hot, because your boy got the sauce. He can really get you locked in on that. Dev, this guy is his quirky demeanor. He has swag, man. He is in a league of his own. I definitely gotta check out some more of his videos, but I love coming over here just to hear him talk about, designs and animations. And he's done some really cool stuff. He does some really cool practical things in here as it relates to animating and coming up with some animations. I love how he does with 3D animation with just right here, this hot one with JavaScript tutorial. That's a really, really nice one. As you see, I actually played halfway through it again here. But that's one I definitely got to check out again and finish up. I'm actually going to do this one because I never really done anything like that really with JavaScript. Not to this degree. So I got to really totally check that out. He has an awesome one here. I can't get to it from here, but a cool one he has with Figma. Where he did designing the website from Figma and then drop it in the code. I'm going to do a lot of those kind of videos. I'm trying to honestly stay in my lane here. I'm not going to give you just a deep dive tutorial, not just yet. I plan on beefing up my skills and getting that good, but I'm going to be in Adobe XD a lot, and I'm going to be doing some simple code. I know I'll actually play around with React a little bit from the front end on a very simplistic way. We'll make some components in Adobe XD and stuff, and you see how I react. Not necessary for it, but just kind of put it in there a little bit. But I'm definitely here for the new developers who are starting off from scratch down at the very beginnings, those humble beginnings. So I'm here to support you in every way that I can. But like I said, check out Dev Ed, man. He has definitely picked up some traction more and more because honestly, man, he has swag, man. His demeanor. He just has fun with this, man. I mean, and again, they all do, but he definitely, I've seen that sub list a little bit lower than that. It jumped up pretty darn quick. So he's relatable, and it works. So check him out. All right, so he had to fall in the mix. I mean, hats off to this crew, man. This team, I love this team. I seriously doubt this guy was a geek growing up. I don't know. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But something about this team, man. I mean, they're so smart. They're so smart. 838 subs. He should be already at the 1 million mark. He will be on his way anyway, though, real soon. Smartest strategy, man. Getting folks going. They ain't wasting time. This team comes out pushing code live. This is what I like about them, though. Is if it blips up or it just runs slow, man, bear with them, man, because these guys can code and they're not scared to do it. Because this is how you really shake off imposter syndrome. Get out here and go ahead and run live, man. The blip ups and all, don't pre-record, run it straight up. These boys do it really, really well. So hats off to y'all over there, clever programmer. Check this channel out. These guys have been building, man, everything from Amazon stores to my goodness, I think it was like a Netflix knockoff. I mean, so many different ones just to give you a good, solid understanding. So again, this is for my advanced developers. Again, I told you the name of the game for this is to give you a listed channel from noob to pro. So these are some of the ones that I know of. So Clever Programmer, I mean, this was on my radar probably later than most people, but these boys are hot with it. So let me look over here real quick. The playlist, 5-day React challenge. That's a really hot one. Build some app clones. This is the one you want to go to. When you go there, man, hop in that playlist when you're really ready to level up, man, and roll in with some React JS. So again, others who do it well, and I'm just mentioning my experience with each of the ones that I have on here. Next up, Dev Simplified. This guy probably has one of the smoothest tones out of all the people I watch. He's very smooth and chill with it. Super know his stuff, man. Definitely got the sauce as well, man. This man he's cool, man. I like his work. I just like his whole swag, man. His whole demeanor. He just really breaks down things smoothly, and he makes it sound so simple, and yet there are complexities here. But again, he's another hot channel that I like. So definitely keep him on your radar. As you can see, though, you should already have them on the radar. Most of the folks I'm mentioning, you should totally have them on your radar. They should already be locked in. If they're not, again, that's what I'm doing this for. Programming with Mosh, man. To me, like as you can see right now, off the jump, you see Python, and right here you see Java. But I come here for everything JavaScript. I mean JavaScript, and he does so much more. I mean, as you can see, 1.4 mil. So he's been doing this for a little while here. But he has a very solid, smooth understanding. He gives you guys smooth process of how to understand JavaScript and how it works. And he does it, man, easily probably one of the best. Out of all the ones I've mentioned right now on my channel, he really breaks down JavaScript so well and just does good at it. So lock him in. So as you're growing with your web development and it's time to start leveling up on JavaScript, come over here. freeCodeCamp. I gotta say, for these guys, I know I mentioned Clever Programmer first and how they build their apps and all this kind of stuff. I actually came over here and watched these guys first. So we probably all done this one for the ones who coming up and just want to learn some stuff, because I would consider myself stronger on that front end. So, and I got a long ways to go, but I would definitely consider myself a front end JavaScript developer, which you may not want to narrow yourself down that way, but that's how I did me. But I come here to get the full stack experience. So I came here, I did the exercise tracker. I can't find it right now, but it is on here on the grid. But this was a very fun experience. It was a very good, solid, clean way. Again, they were honestly working off what they've been inspired to do from Traversy Media, but they did a great little setup though, and it was a good, solid way to understand the whole scope of full stack development. So shout out to those guys and what they do over there. I mean, look at the subs here, man. So that it's a whole team over there. So they make it happen. Ben Awad, I hope I did your last name right, Ben. But Ben, this is another one. Ben, very smart, very smart, very smart. Helps you understand React. Definitely, he's definitely a fan for sure of React. One thing that stood out to me the latest was how he showed his understanding another framework. He went back to Vue.js on one of his videos, and he showed you the process of what real devs do. Like, you get a good solid understanding, first of all, a JavaScript foundation. You can go to any framework, but not just that, but how to work the docs, man. Look at the documents and work through and get an understanding of how the ecosystem of a framework goes. So that was pretty cool experience. But lock him in though, Ben. I mean, as you can see, all the ones I'm pointing, everybody got some high subs. So lock him in. Very good experience, man, when it comes to learning some deep diving into some React. This is a really good one, the React hooks tutorial. So lock him in, check him out. I got Chris Sean. So I'm getting to a category now a little different for me. These are ones who I use a combination from coding to entertainment. So he would fall more on my entertainment category. So when I was first trying to come into this thing and just get hyped up, motivated, like something else is out here for me. I know I can do something different. I know I should be doing something different. These videos, every single one of his videos gets you hyped up, motivated, extremely positive. And he really makes you feel like you can do this. Now, don't get it twisted. Now, he's a diamond in the rough as it relates to opportunities. You're not gonna learn these days. It ain't happening. You're not gonna learn code in about 3 months or so. Go to Teen Tree House and think you better flip around in another 3 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, and land a gig. It's not gonna happen that easy. Let's just be real about it. But it happened for him, and ever since, he's been blessed and has some many more opportunities. And man, shouts out to you, Christian. I mean, I've already hit you up on your feed down there. Pretty much everybody I mentioned, I've dropped a message somewhere down there. You've probably seen Care to Dev 00 somewhere down in your feeds. Probably not so many folks, but anyway, shout out to you, Chris, man. Like, you're extremely motivating, man. Still motivating to me, man. And I'm out here freelancing and good stuff, man. Good stuff. So lock him in. He's definitely somebody you want to put in on your radar. Joshua Flute. That's funny how I came across Josh. Josh actually was quitting his full-time, and a friend of his just said go for it, and he was extremely motivating off the bat for me, because it was like I was ready to break away and go for it, and saw him going for it and literally watching how he's grown tremendously. I mean, hats off to Josh, man. I mean, he found his niche. Like, he was looking around and he was testing the waters, from how he did his videos to different topics and stuff. And he reeled me in really, really good on what he's doing, boot camps and stuff. I actually shouted out to him and told him about a boot camp I was actually getting ready to join. And my goodness, if it did not make me feel dejected. And so obviously I didn't get it either, though. I didn't get the gig, but with no love lost, especially after watching that video. But anyway, he does stuff so well. I mean, he helps you kind of like shake off the status quo, man. Not having to stay so corporate and all that stuff. Like, loosen up and just, it is what it is. Like there are some politics obviously in web dev, and he'll break that up a little bit. So check him out, man. Definitely got to be on your radar. I guarantee he's popping up on your feeds for sure. Ain't no doubt about it. Stefan is awesome. This is a dinosaur. He always call himself, I think, a 200-year-old fossil dinosaur or something like that. But love all of his videos. I mean, this guy has been around the block and some, and the other block and some on that as well. So he's been in the game forever. Wealth of knowledge. You want to totally join him on some of his live streams. Drop in any questions, concerns you have as a young and upcoming developer. He can definitely point you in the right direction. He can provide you some good, honest feedback. And at the end of the day, obviously, take it for what it's worth. But he's been there, done that. And some, and some. So Stefan is great with it. And by the way, I love his camera. He's probably got one of the best cameras I've watched out of all the people on my channel. Like, and everybody got some hot cameras, but this camera he has, just so you know who I am, Stefan, your camera is awesome. I gave you a shout out there in the feeds too. All right, so Stefan, check him out. He's done it all. I mean, big one he's picking up again. You see the feeds on the top, but C++, I'm hearing it's getting hot again. I have a brother who did it years ago, probably about a decade ago. I bet he wish he stuck with it now. But again, he's doing some amazing stuff with code now anyway, so it really doesn't matter. All right, we have Real Tough Candy. This is a sleeper right here. Like, I've watched her from her freelance stories and just giving you the real. This straight up too was raw, and that's how it was. Though, like, that's like she hit the nail on the head. This one right here, that was nail on the head when she was talking about freelancing and just how it is. It's a headache, man. It's a headache. Some people don't respect the hustle that you try to work with, and others they do, but it can get real dicey. It can get kind of cringy. So shout out to her. You can see she's working up the ladder. Let's support her, guys. Seriously though, real talk. Join her channel. Let's support her. She's really on it. She's doing some things, and I can respect her on that. Like, she really got the hustle on. 39K subs, so she's getting up there more and more. But respect the hustle. I feel in this environment, I feel like we do it pretty well, but we can always do better. But show some women some respect, man. Show them some love. They know code too. Women know the code, and she's actually on my list that I have, so that says a lot too. So, but she can code. She got a wealth of knowledge, and I hope things get even better for her. So shout out to you. Now I'm coming into the design piece. Now these guys can not only design, they can code too. Jesse Showalter, hands down, just finished up his XD challenge. I gotta actually do one more really. But shout out to you, Jesse, man. I've actually reached out to you too as well. Like just talking a little bit under the feeds. But this guy is a design genius to me. I mean, that's my personal opinion. I've been rocking with him on the XD. I'm about to go over to Figma, so he'll be one of the ones I watch for Figma. But man, know how to code too, man. He know how to code, but his design chops are impeccable. I mean, he is on it when it comes to designing. And man, it's so many videos. Great personality, awesome guy. Just real down to earth, and I love his work. I love his work. I love his live streams. Seen so many of them, and I mean, yes, I can't really say enough. This guy is awesome, man. And again, if you're a front-end developer or inspiring to be a front-end developer such as myself, come here. Yes. You definitely want to check him out. All right, another one. Now this one veered off. I kind of slanted a little bit. I should have kind of shuffled the order here, but this is who taught me Photoshop frontwards and backwards in the easiest way possible. Because Photoshop, most of the Adobe products are extremely intimidating when you see the whole panel, and it couldn't have been made any simpler. Hands down, Pixelmon Perfect is just the go-to. Personally, he's my GOAT when it comes to Photoshop, hands down. So I don't really care what anybody says on that. I'm going to back that. And Pixelmon Perfect, I think he's literally the AI system for Photoshop. He is a Photoshop genius. So I know I've seen a ton of talented people out there who's very good with Photoshop, but as far as teaching it to you and breaking it down for it makes the most sense, I mean, here, hands down, it clicks for me. So lock that in, because as a front-end developer, you want to know some Photoshop. So again, they say you want to know just enough. Man, you might as well go dig in deep with this Pixelmon Perfect. Hot, check it out. Design course. I actually watched this video before I went to Pixelmon Perfect. So he had this was absolutely fun. So this is why I really started playing around with Photoshop for the very first time. He made it very fun and pleasant. It was a very fun experience. But hands down, design course, this is one of my favorite channels for sure. And again, take it for what it's worth. But I like how he does his stuff too. I mean, he is on it. You get everything from animations, all of the web design stuff, all the designing fundamentals is here, from logos to just wireframing, just all the works. But the biggest thing that I came here for was really to get Photoshop, get an understanding of Photoshop, how you can kind of piece that together and do some cool stuff with it quickly. He had a quick one that made sense for me, so that worked for me. But a lot of other cool stuff, man, is helping you get your designs on point. He lets you know all the crappy stuff you're doing. Literally, when I make a design and then I come over and watch this video, I've literally done the trash stuff that he said not to do. So that was really hilarious. But this was a hot one I like too, how he showed you how to use that new extension in VS Code for Adobe XD. Freaking hot. Now, this is one I haven't watched in a little while, but ihatetomatoes. He is an awesome front-end developer. He is great with everything he lists right here. He was my go-to hands down for green sock animation. He was on it. I still watch his videos for that because it's just too much to remember. I've gotten better over the years now, like to checking it out, but he's on his stuff. He is so good with animation and linking it with code, and he has just got JavaScript down to the T. Definitely a good one to follow if you want to really get them animation chops up and get it aligned with code. Here it is. Check him out. And by the way, he had a really hot React tutorial. Like he had one when I was early on trying to do React before I ran away, and then I came back to Traversy Media and then picked up the rest. But he had a nice one. Check it out. All right, this one of my ones. I'm giving him a shout out. Punit, I'm giving you a shout out, man. Punit Chawla. I hope I did your last name well, man. But I've reached out to you a couple of times, just in the feeds, just give me a shout out. You drop the news, man, when it's hot off the press, when it's anything hot in design. designing, but every Monday, Thursday, you about to get hit with some crazy animating, prototyping stuff, man. From XD to Figma, the man and Sketch, man. The man is hot with it. I love how he's actually giving people that insight about how to make some real hot presentations and prototypes, some 3D stuff. I love 3D stuff. I love animation stuff, illustrating stuff. And he shows you how to make all this stuff work with free tools. So shout out to you, man. Like I mean, this channel is all over my grid now. I've been watching, this is one of the most watched ones I've been watching right now. And all the ones I just listed, I'm watching his all the time because of just, I don't know how he get his hands on this stuff, man. He just be on it. So you know, great stuff. So check him out for sure, man. Punit, check him out. AJ&Smart. Now, actually, when I watched Jesse Showalter's channel, he did a shout out to these guys, AJ&Smart, and this team right here, this crew gets you going, man. If you want to go that route, man, of front end development, let's just say you may not want to play with the code so much, which they're good at that as well, but you just want to go straight up to designing UI UX. This team is locked and loaded. They get you in the right mindset. They give you a good, clear understanding of what to expect as a UI UX designer. The team is awesome, man. These guys this team got swag. So they're very fun to watch, very entertaining, and very informative. All right, Vida had to drop him in. So like I mentioned before, Photoshop. I'm not gonna lie, he was one of my hot ones too on here as far as learning and making Photoshop easy. I like how he explains it, like his tone and stuff too as well, but he explains stuff just as good. So to me, just my experience, it was a toss up between Pixelmon and Vida right here, but for sure I used the both of them. When it comes to Photoshop. These guys are probably the only two you really need. I mean, there's a ton of more, so I don't want to bash or knock down any other channels who do on Photoshop. I plan on doing some Photoshop stuff, but these two, man, they got that for me. They got that Pixelmon Perfect vid. Check them out. So same stuff I mentioned about Pixelmon Perfect, he does it just as well too, man. He has got the Photoshop thing down to a science. I wouldn't doubt it that both these brains are placed into the AI of Photoshop. All right, Will Patterson. I just actually stumbled across Will in one of the live streams. One of my brothers who does designing on the side, he actually put me on him. So I hopped over to his channel, the live feed, and I love how he engaged with his with people who gets on a live chat with him. He's very transparent, and he enjoys designing. He does really well at it too. He's really good. So just got on my grid, man. I've probably been checking him out now for a couple of weeks, but he's good. He's good, man. He's a fun in the watch. So there may be an opportunity when you're freelancing and you may want to get some design chops up a little bit, help put some more money in your pocket, be a one-stop shop, if you will. Learn how to get a better understanding of logos and the whole purpose of doing logo designing and things like that. Here you go. This your guy. He's definitely good with that. So check him out. Now, my last two I'm going to mention here. And again, I have a ton more than I have listed in the description below. But these two guys I'm getting ready to mention, you got to have these. If you're freelancing and trying to get out here and get seen through Google and all this stuff, this is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. I don't know how he doesn't even have 1 million subscribers. This is the go-to guy. I mean, he shows you how to survive on YouTube. I've actually taken some of his strategies, and I'm getting ready to implement them now. This is actually a test of it right now as we speak with Brian Dean. Hats off to you, man. I mean, this guy got the SEO game on lock. He has just how to capitalize on so many opportunities on the internet. Man, just get seen, man. The guy does it well. He does it probably better than anybody when it comes to SEO and just getting your views up on YouTube and just attracting clients. And I mean, I definitely can't say enough on this one. I mean, this is my number one go-to when it comes to getting that status here on the internet. Shout out here to Wes McDowell because he does the same thing, man. So he helps with SEO and give you some real simple practical strategies you can start literally right now. So again, this is last little tidbit right here is for my freelancers, the ones who want to get out here and freelance and get out here and make some stuff happen on your own, but you need some necessary steps because you got to know this stuff, man, because you're going to be helping clients with this. And before you help them, you got to learn how to do this kind of stuff for yourself, because the same strategies you implement when you learn how to do it on your own by promoting yourself your services, these are the same strategies you carry in from one client to another, and then before you know it, you become a really good whiz at it. So check him out as well. These guys are the ones, Brian Dean and Wes McDowell, will lock you in on that. All right, folks, video getting super long, so I got to kind of cut this thing short a little bit. I want to go ahead and just break this up to a second part. I have a list of other videos I totally want to put on here, or I should say other channels I want to put on here. So stay tuned, stay locked. Care to Dev. We out.